Hi, my name is Tara Garrity. You probably got to this video because either a friend of yours or a family member, or you went to a party and a consultant said, hey, would you listen to this and check this out? Or maybe it's because you want to be like the now 1 out of every 20 people who has decided to partner and find either a home-based business or a direct sales business or some type of network marketing company that they want to be part of. This industry is booming. And so I want to create this video because I want to give you some questions to ask when you're looking at opportunities. I call these my apples to apples, and I'll give you a little bit of feedback about where this came from. Back in 1997, I was introduced to Mary Kay Cosmetics, and I got started in my business the way that most people I find do, which is I kind of fell into it. I never looked at different business opportunities. I didn't read different compensation plans. I didn't know what Mary Kay offered versus what other places offered. I simply tried a product, loved the product, liked the girl who was sharing it with me, and said, hey, I think I maybe could do this and make some extra cash. I mean, that was literally about as much research as I did. I found out about how the company worked, the compensation plan, was excited, but never compared it with anything else. Well, I loved being in the company. I moved into a leadership position. I was enjoying my business. I earned that famous pink Cadillac, was loving leadership, building women, having a great time. But I had what I call my 5-year life crisis. And this is why I feel I'm in a little bit of a different position than most people to share this information with you. During my life crisis, I went through a horrific domestic violence divorce. We're talking restraining orders, cops at my house, in court, craziness. And the year that the ink was finally dry on my divorce, my daughter, who was 3.5 at the time, got diagnosed with a high-risk stage 4 cancer. I mean, my life was in chaos. And just to save you the suspense, my daughter is now fine. She is my little miracle child, and I am so grateful for her every day. But we really went through a number of years of just a lot of drama. And over the course of that time, I had to focus really on taking care of her. And so I gave all my clients away to other consultants. I turned in my company car. I had to really put everything on hold to take care of her. Well, now fast forward, she's done with cancer treatment. I'm left with this huge mess. I was left in a huge financial mess, personally in a mess, and I'm looking at how do I start to rebuild my life from here. And at that time, I had a lot of people come out and say to me, hey, you need to check out this business opportunity, or look at what I'm doing, or have coffee with me. Now, very transparent, I had a lot of loyalty to Mary Kay because of what they had done for me during that season of my life. This company supported me, the sister consultant supported me, and if you want to hear more about that, I have a share hotline, and I really talk about my journey in Mary Kay and why it was such an amazing sisterhood of support and the culture and things that I never expected from a company. And so I was very grateful for all of that. At the end of the day, though, I was now a single mother, self-supporting my daughter. I had her full time. I was going to have to rebuild a business and support her and me. And so I was looking at, okay, what else is out there? Is there a better opportunity? You know, when I stumbled into Mary Kay, I never looked and compared apples to apples. Is there something that I'm missing that would be a better investment of my time in rebuilding? Okay, so, you know, I'm looking, I have to support her, I have to support me, I have to rebuild my life, what's out there? And I went through a season where I had a lot of coffee dates. I read a lot of new consultant manuals, compensation plans, meeting with people, talking to people, and comparing apples to apples. I'm gonna share with you the questions that I was asking. And I have to say that during the season, I found a lot of really great things, but I was looking at it through a different lens. It wasn't just, here's a great product, I have a friend who's excited about it, she said she's making some money, or some people are making money, and hey, let me try this. It was really, now I know the questions to ask. I have an insider's view. I've been in the industry. I know the important questions that I never would have known 10 years prior. And that's what I'm going to share with you. So grab a pen if you want to have these questions, if you're looking at different business opportunities, or just listen. So here we go. The first was cash. Bottom line simple, was there a company that was going to pay me more for my time invested? Mary Kay makes a 50% commission on product sales. This is the highest commission in the direct sales industry. And it was a flat commission across the board, meaning that it didn't matter if I was a brand new consultant getting started and my very first cleanser that I sold, or if I had been in the company now, I've been in the company 20 years, if I had been in for a long time and had a lot of customers. So that was really key. I wanted to make the most for my money. Now, with that, most businesses don't talk about the fact that there is a cost of running a business. If you've never run a business before, you've never been an entrepreneur, you may not even be thinking that question. But every business has a cost of running their business. Usually we pay about 10% in business expenses. These are going to be things like having your catalogs, your sales tickets, maybe an applicator to apply the product, maybe products to demo or to show or to have the newest season or style. And so when you make a 50% commission, and let's kind of break this down, if you sell $1,000 worth of products, you make $500. But up there, if you're taking out 10%, you're really paying yourself $400 for that $1,000 that you've sold. Well, a lot of the companies I saw, they only offered maybe 25 or 35% commission. So at a 25% commission, if I took out that 10%, I was now looking at only $150 net profit for every $1,000 that I sold. And so this is where sometimes when people share their average party sales, that can be really misleading. Because if my average party is $1,000, but I'm only netting $150, that's different than if my average party is maybe $500 and I'm netting a 40% commission. Okay, so again, these weren't questions that I asked, but these are the questions that you really do need to be asking. Another question was, how are team building commissions paid? These are commissions that are usually paid from the company for when you share your business opportunity with other people. Now in Mary Kay, that commission goes anywhere from 4 to 36%. Yep, 36%. So as a leader in a leadership position, I get paid 13% on my personal team, another 13% on that same team because now I'm their leader, and then a 10% volume bonus on everything that my organization is doing as an override. So that means that I can qualify for up to 36% commission on my personal team members. That is huge. I was not finding that anyplace else in any other company. Now that's only on team building commission. That's not even in taking into account things like quarterly bonuses, yearly bonuses, other incentives. There was actually, when I wrote them down, there were all of these different ways that I could make money in Mary Kay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 different avenues of income that I could create income as a leader in Mary Kay. One of the things I looked for too is, are there production bonuses, and are those limited or unlimited? And so in Mary Kay, there were production bonuses and they were unlimited. Another question I asked is, are there a bonus for bringing in a new team member, for sharing my business opportunity? And in Mary Kay, when you share your business with a new person and you have a new qualified team member, you get anywhere from $50 to $100 as a bonus when that person gets started. And so I was excited about that. I also asked a very important question. Is the product consumable? Now guys, this alleviated a lot of coffees and conversation, because right away, if a product was not consumable, they came off my list. I knew, and I learned this from Mary Kay Ash herself. Mary Kay started years and years and years ago selling children's books, and she learned very quickly that because she was very good at building a relationship and really caring about people, not just selling them books, but building that relationship, people wanted to do business with her. But children's books aren't consumable. You can only have so many. And so when she was starting her company, and she actually left and went and joined a different company that had a consumable product. And when she was starting Mary Kay Cosmetics, that was one of the big things that she looked for, was a consumable product. You want a product that runs out, that people need more of, and they come back to you to buy it. That is where you build long-term residual income. And I will give you an example. One of my oldest customers is back from 1998, when I was first starting my business out, and we did a facial on the floor of our college dorm. She reorders her skincare every season from me since then. Think of that long-term income from that 1 hour invested in sharing that product with her. So I knew right away from being a business owner, I was not going to promote and share any product that was not consumable. Another question I started asking is, what is the car incentive program? Now, I've seen a lot of companies that have come out with car incentive programs. And so in Mary Kay, we have a number of different cars that you can qualify for. Most people know the pink Cadillac, but my first car in Mary Kay was actually a red Pontiac Grand Am. And so there were a lot of incentive programs that I was looking at. And here's what I was discovering. A lot of these car incentive programs meant that when you qualified for a certain level, the company would give you a cash or check to be able to go either lease or buy a car. Now, some of these cars had to be a specific make or model or a certain company. Some of the companies said, hey, we'll just give you cash, you can go get whatever car you want, but it has to go towards a car. So that meant that you would have to go in, you have to qualify for that car, you'd have to sign your name to the lease, and you're responsible for that car. Now, this made me a little nervous for a couple of reasons. Being in the industry at this point, a decade, I had seen a lot of companies close their doors. I actually have a good friend who found out one morning on an email that her company had gone out of business. Now, imagine if I sign my name to lease a luxury car and I find out my company has gone out of business and I'm no longer getting that cash package every single month. I'm still stuck paying for that car because mine's the name on the lease. In Mary Kay, by contrast, it was an actual company car. All I do is walk in and I sign my name as an authorized driver. Mary Kay pays almost all of the car insurance. They pay the registration, the taxes, the fees, all of that. And so I'm just the driver of that car. And once I qualify for that car, as long as I maintain what I did to qualify for it, then every 24 months, I turn in my old dirty model and I will get the newer model from Mary Kay. So at this point, I think I've earned 10 free cars with Mary Kay. And again, just having them pay the insurance is huge on that. Now, if you want to take cash, you can take cash. And this was another question that I was asking that you definitely want to ask. Can you take cash instead? And if you take the cash, can it go towards whatever you want or does it need to go to a car? Some of these companies said no, it has to go to a car. So if you already have a car that you love, or that's not, maybe you live in an area where you don't even need a car, that may not be a great incentive program for you. For me, I could take the cash, and I actually chose that. When I started working again after Emily was done with her treatment and we were coming out of her cancer treatment and trying to get my life back together, when I earned my car back, which was fairly quickly, I chose a cash package. And so Mary Kay sent me cash every month that I could just use for whatever I needed. And at that point, I needed the cash more. So that was an important question. The other thing, and again, when I started my business, I never asked any of these questions. These are questions that are important that you want to know. Are there fees associated with your business? So one of them was, is there an annual renewal fee? Do I have to pay a certain amount to be involved in this company every year? In Mary Kay, there is no annual renewal fee. The other thing is, do I have access to a back office? Now again, I didn't even know when I started my business what a back office was. But your back office is access to all of your team members' reports, what they're ordering, what your customers have. It's usually a company will have it online. Now, some companies I found actually charged you every month to have access to this information on what your organization was doing. And I didn't want that. I wanted a company that I had access to my organization's information just because I was in the company and that was my organization. So I wanted a company that had no kind of back office monthly fees or expenses. Also with a website. Now when I started Mary Kay, believe it or not, we really didn't even have the internet where people were shopping. Now, of course, that's where most of our online shopping is happening. Well, all of our online shopping, but most of our shopping is happening. What kind of website do they have? So in Mary Kay, and I wanted to know how much it was going to cost. So Mary Kay, we do a year. We buy our website a year at a time, and it works out to $5 a month, and that includes a social publisher, which means Mary Kay will walk you through how to set up a Facebook business page. Even if you know nothing about Facebook, they will walk you through how to set up your business page, and then Mary Kay will post to your business page professional, high-quality posts regularly that you don't need to do anything for. It's like having your own social media consultant doing that for you, and that's included in your $5 a month for your website and your social media. So I thought that was really awesome because even the newest person getting started who maybe doesn't even have their first customer can have a professional website. The other question in that, and this again, an important question that you want to ask, is are people able to buy those products directly from the company or do they need to go to a consultant? When the internet first hit the market, I remember this was a hot topic of conversation in Mary Kay because now what a lot of companies did was they allowed consumers to purchase directly from them and they didn't have to pay incentives and commissions to consultants. So yes, the consultants could sell to their customers, but if customers wanted to buy directly from the corporate company, they could. Well, Mary Kay was very strategic about this, and they said, no, we're not going to do that. So the way that works now is if somebody just goes to marykay.com and they want to shop, they get connected to a consultant's website, somebody who's in their area, and they rotate it so it's fair for all of us. Now let's say somebody says, hey, I just want to get some products, but I don't want a consultant. I don't want to be working with anybody. I just want my product. Do you know that Mary Kay has what's called a guest checkout option? That person can check out as a guest. It will go to a local consultant, the order. Mary Kay will fulfill the order, send the order to the client, but deposit the commission money into that consultant's account. And again, it rotates, so it's fair for all of us. How amazing is it that they put us first before their profits? Okay, other questions. This was a big one. What's the return policy? You know, I have clients who sometimes will purchase a product and they will take it home and they won't even open it for a month because they want to run out of the stuff they had before they start using this new product. So some of these companies only offered a 30 or 45 or 90-day return policy. Mary Kay offers a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee, which means when somebody returns a product at any time, they can get that product replaced for something else or refunded. And the way it works on our end is you simply go online, you fill out a little bit of information about who the customer is and why they're returning the product and what product they're returning, and Mary Kay will send you a brand new replacement product at no charge to you. It is a true 100% customer guarantee. And so I really liked that because I never want somebody to have something that they don't love and have them be dissatisfied with that experience. And I loved that it was being backed by Mary Kay. Now, the other thing is, as a consultant, is what about me? If I get started and I've purchased products and I decide after a year, you know what, this just isn't for me. I didn't know if I was gonna like it. I wanted to try it. What happens? Do you know that if you have products that you've purchased in the last year, Mary Kay backs those products with a 90% buyback guarantee? Guys, this is huge. Where in the world can you become an entrepreneur, set up your business at no financial risk to you? I mean, virtually none. You know, you get started and you purchase product. If I open up a store, a clothing store, and nobody buys my dresses, no one's gonna take my dresses back for me. If I open up a coffee shop and nobody comes and buys my coffee, no one's gonna come and take that coffee back from me. In Mary Kay, they said, we'll take the financial risk on you. You return your product to us. If you bought it in the last year, we will cut you a check for 90% of what we purchased it for. And what Mary Kay does is they actually take that product and crush it and destroy it and bury it. They don't resell it. So they are literally taking the financial risk on your business. And so I really liked that. Now we'll talk a little bit later because one of my questions is inventory required? And the answer, Mary Kay, is no, but we'll talk about the questions you want to ask when it comes to that. The other thing I looked at is what other incentives are there? Outside of a commission, outside of a car program, what are the other bonuses? And so one of the things that I found was Mary Kay was all over the place as far as prizes and incentives and awards. I have earned so many incredible things in Mary Kay. I'll give you, these are the bracelets that I've been earning this year. My watch is a Mary Kay watch. If you came to my house, I literally could go room to room and show you all of the prizes. We have monthly prizes, quarterly prizes, and yearly prizes. Mary Kay was known for Cinderella prizes, things that women would love, but we probably wouldn't splurge to purchase for ourselves. So that could be diamonds, that could be a designer handbag. One of our prizes recently was the Apple Watch, a new television, a stereo. If you came into my house, my entire kitchen is Mary Kay. The pots and pans, the dishes, the flatware, the steak knives, the stereo in my living room. Almost every lamp in my home is a Mary Kay prize. Our luggage set, my daughter's tablet. Things that I probably would have purchased anyway, but I got them as Mary Kay prizes. Decorations for my home, beautiful pieces of jewelry. The incentives are second to none. And you can ask your consultant or reach out to me and say, hey, let me get an idea of some of these things you can earn. The diamond rings are unbelievable. And so I saw companies that offered things like this, but it wasn't consistent. It was kind of like every now and then they would have a promotion, and there was nowhere near the number of options that I saw with Mary Kay. And so I was looking at what are your monthly prizes and what are your quarterly and what are your yearly. Again, that kind of goes also into your commission. Are there other incentives? Like in Mary Kay, we have a wellness bonus and a leadership position that you can qualify for every single year as a cash bonus. We have quarterly cash bonuses. As you develop other leaders in your organization, there's cash bonuses. So you really want to be clear, like what are all of the avenues of income that are available to me? How are all of the ways that I'm going to make money? In Mary Kay, there's really 3 ways that you're making money. One is through the instant sale of your product, which is your 50% commission, a consumable product, so there's reorder business, and then of course team building commissions. All right, the other questions I was asking is, well, what about your trips? I've seen this recently. Lots of companies offer incentive trips, but a lot of times these are trips that realistically you or I could take. They're the trips, there might be a cruise or to a place that's in the Caribbean, that's just a regular place that anybody, it might go to. And while those are great and those are nice, they're not comparable to a Mary Kay trip in the fact that these are luxury 5-star vacations for you and a spouse. And often they're in places that the average person may not have access to, or there'll be little incentives that they'll do that you might not have access to. Remember, Mary Kay is a multi-billion-dollar international company. They've got some bank. And so they can provide incentives, prizes, and trips that a starting out company just may not be able to do at this point. Okay, so our trips. Also, this was another big question. Do I need to advance to a different level every year to get a trip? What I was finding with some companies is that you could qualify for a vacation or a trip, but in order to get it the next year, you had to qualify for a different level, or you had to move up to a different position. The way it works in Mary Kay is once you've qualified for that incentive trip, as long as you do the same thing year after year after year, every year, Mary Kay will send you and your spouse on basically a second honeymoon, a beautiful luxury vacation. All right, are you ready for some more questions to ask? What about retirement? This is a question that entrepreneurs and self-employed people ask. What about retirement? What is available to me? And so Mary Kay had something very unique. I saw a lot of companies that offered an option to will your business to somebody upon retirement, but that person, of course, would still have to work that business. At our level as a national sales director at our company's highest level, called national sales director, we have what's called a family security program. And it is true family security. What happens is you retire at 65. Mary Kay takes your top 5 years, the last 5 years that you worked in your business. They take out your worst 2. They say, we're just gonna wipe those 2 out, pretend they didn't happen. So they take your top 3 years. They take that income, they average it together for what was your annual income, okay, for each year. And you get 60% of that guaranteed in retirement with survivor's benefits. What does that mean? That means if something happens to you, that money gets passed on to your husband. If something happens to him, it gets passed on to your children. So I have girlfriends in Mary Kay, and their mothers are retiring as national sales directors with millions and multiple millions of dollars in their retirement packages for true family security, that if something happens to them, their family will be well taken care of for 15 years. And I will tell you straight out, I did not see any other company that offered something like that. Another question I asked is, well, what is the what awards has this company earned? How well are they perceived? This is a company that's constantly changing its name every few years and rebranding itself, or is this a company that has a good, solid reputation? In Mary Kay, at the time of this video, we're currently the #1 skincare, #1 cosmetic company, and #1 personal care company in the direct sales industry. We have over 1,000 patents on our product, meaning we're doing things that nobody else is doing. If you go into marykay.com, you can just scroll into our press releases and see all of the media mentions and awards that Mary Kay is constantly being recognized with. So I wanted a company that was very well established with its brand name and that people knew it was great. I also asked questions like, is this product a niche market? Is this a very small market? You want a product that anybody can be your customer, not a specific group of people. So skincare and cosmetics, reality is anybody can be your customer because everybody has skin, everybody you meet. Maybe they don't wear makeup, but they wash their face, or maybe they have a teenage son who has acne, or maybe they have a husband who's got some, dry skin issues, or a teenage daughter who loves lip gloss. So virtually everybody could be your customer. Also, this isn't a kind of splurge product. That was one of the questions I asked, is this a splurge product? And the answer is in skincare and cosmetics, no. Even in a bad economy, people will still buy a lipstick. In fact, after 9/11, lipstick sales nationwide were up 14%. I always say no one's going to be broke and ugly. They're still going to buy their lipstick. So you really want a product that people are spending money on anyway. It's really difficult if you have a product that people only buy as a splurge, like as a luxury item, or it's something they don't normally budget into their spending every month. Because then you're looking at people who, when I have extra money, maybe I'll buy this product for myself. Versus in Mary Kay, when I get together with somebody, they're already shopping for these products. They're already buying skincare. They're already buying body care. They're already buying makeup. I'm just saying, hey, try this, experience it, and if you love it, consider taking those dollars you're already using and shopping with Mary Kay. Okay, so it's not extra money out of their budget. It's not a splurge purchase. I looked at what is the community impact? What is this company doing to give back and to make a difference? If I'm going to build my business, what kind of impact am I going to have outside of just myself? Mary Kay created the Mary Kay Foundation. The 2 causes they support are cancers that affect women. They fund millions of dollars in cancer research and to fight the fight against domestic violence. They also provide, every year, they provide grants to shelters, domestic violence shelters all over the country. In fact, in my local county, Mary Kay has given over $50,000 directly to my local domestic violence shelter. And so I really wanted a company that is making a massive impact in doing good and giving back. Mary Kay has a Pink Doing Green initiative, so it's a very environmentally friendly company. I wanted to know that in building my business, I was having a positive impact on the environment, not a bad one. Even down to how our products come. When they come in the box, they look like styrofoam peanuts, but they're actually a biodegradable product that you can put in your sink, run water on, and they will dissolve and go down your sink. We use a lot of recyclable packaging, refillable compacts. We have a program where the Mary Kay plants trees. So I was looking for those types of initiatives. What does it give back? And then another one too was animal rights. You know, we don't test our products on animals, and Mary Kay is the company that is leading the way internationally in Asia, specifically China, on advocating and educating for animal rights. And they're really using their position as a voice of good and doing advocacy. And so you can go to marykay.com and find out more about that if you find out the initiatives of what we're doing in China to really make a difference. And so I love the idea of I want to be a part of a company that is doing good. Other questions that I asked: is there a monthly sales quota? This is an important one. You want to find out what is expected of me. How much do I have to do to maintain my status? So the way it works in Mary Kay is we have what's called an active consultant and we're an inactive consultant. At the time of this taping, an active consultant has ordered $225 worth of wholesale product, meaning she's getting $450 of product for her clients that she can sell, okay? And you're active the month you order and 2 months following. Anytime you're active, you can use our dropship service if you want. You can order any amount of product at a 50% discount, and you're an active consultant. Now, let's say life happens. Life just gets crazy, something's going on with the family, the kids, you get sick, you have to go to town for a while. You can go inactive. And nothing really happens. You can go inactive for a whole other 3 months, okay? And this was a key question. Do I have to order every month to get paid a commission on my team? So the answer in Mary Kay is no. You could literally place an order once every 6 months and get commissions paid on your team. All right, that's a huge question. When I was in the hospital and with my daughter, you know, I wasn't ordering every month. And so those are important questions, apples to apples. I would never have known to even ask that question if I hadn't been in the industry. Now, what happens after 6 months? Well, after 6 months, they put you in what's called T status. It sounds scary. It's really not. But basically, the company says, okay, you're not working with your team. You're not working with your customers. We're going to give you another 6 months to kind of, you know, go through whatever it is that you're going through, or figure out if Mary Kay is for you, or whatever. Maybe you just got stuff going on. During that time, if you want to reactivate, you can do an active order and bam, you come back into the company and you're an active consultant again. Super simple, but here's where it gets even better. Let's say it's been a whole year since your last order with Mary Kay, or maybe even a year and a half or 2, and you say, you know what, my situation has changed. I really want to get back in and build my business. You have a choice. You can get a new demo kit, or for $25, you can get an update kit and come back into the company, and you never need to purchase a whole brand new demo kit again. Pretty cool, huh? Now, when it comes to startup costs, that's a big question. It's one everybody, of course, is asking. What is the startup cost? But more importantly, what do I get for that startup cost? In Mary Kay, and I'm not going to show you a picture because it could change, and I don't want you to watch this video and then go, oh, that's not what I'm getting. So you want to ask your consultant or ask me to provide you with a picture of the current demo kit. But the demo kit is $100, and it was $100 20 years ago when I started my Mary Kay business. It's still $100 now. But you're getting hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of product for that $100. You really want to say, well, how much is that kit actually worth? What am I getting in there? The other thing is these products, this is enough product that you can go ahead and hold your pamper sessions, let people experience the product and try the product over and over and over again. Okay, it's a tax deduction. You used it to start your business, you can write it off on your taxes. Now, what's not in your kit is the product your clients purchase from you. So let's take a minute and talk about inventory. I've seen two different things when it comes to talking to people in business about inventory. Some companies will say, it's so great. I'll have people say to me, it's so great. I don't have to carry any products. I don't have any inventory. I love that they just order from the company. I will tell you from my 2 decades of experience as an entrepreneur business owner, taking care of clients and customers, I see that as a drawback. That is my personal opinion. But Mary Kay Ash herself said, you cannot sell from an empty wagon. I believe that when we want our stuff, we want it now. I know for me, I don't like to order something. I don't want to wait for it. I'm more likely to purchase something and take it home if I can take it home that night. And I have had more than one time where I've been at an appointment and somebody will say to me, oh, I'm going on vacation this weekend. You know what, I need to do mascara. Can I get a mascara too? Or you know what, I really like this lip gloss. I've got an event. Let me just take one of those lip glosses. Can I get that tonight? And if I said, oh no, you're gonna have to order it. I'll have to come in, you have to wait for it. They've said, oh, you know what, forget it. Just take that off my order. I'll just get the other stuff I can take tonight. Also, it alleviates somebody going home and then going, oh, you know what, maybe I don't need that order after all, and canceling her order because now she's waiting 2 weeks for it. So I see a lot of advantages to having product on hand, but here's what I loved about our opportunity. I felt like it was the best of both for people. Somebody can have product on hand, and if they want to, Mary Kay gives you a 90% buyback on that, which we talked about. 90%, try the business for a year. If it's not for you, you can return that product and get a check cut from the company. But you don't have to have product. If you don't want to have product, you can literally, as long as you're active, you can drop ship that product directly from Mary Kay to your customer. You don't ever have to even see that product. Or you can place bulk orders to the company. You know, go hold your appointments for the week, place an order, wait for that order to come in and go back and deliver it to your customers. So you have choices. And that was really important. What are the choices, not only for me, but for the women that are going to partner with me? You know, they may not want it. Maybe I want to have product, but maybe they don't. What are the choices that are available to them? Okay. So I love that Mary Kay had a lot of choices. Let's look at what other questions I was asking. This was a big one. What kind of training and support is there? And what happens if somebody joins my team and she doesn't live local to me? Because I might be somebody who's really going to be invested in my people, but what if somebody joins halfway across the country? What kind of training and support is she going to get? And in Mary Kay, the training and support was second to none. Do you know that the average leader, the average sales director in our company, the average leader has 10 years of experience? I was talking to people who were sharing their businesses with me, and the owner, the founder of their company, had less experience than I did. So when your average leader has 10 years of experience, that is a proven success record. I am at an age where even 10 years ago, I am too old to say, you know what, let's see if this business works. Why don't you try it? You know, let's see if it works for me. And, you know, maybe people can make money on it. And we think it's a great opportunity, but let's see how it handles. I remember one time there was a company, and this was years ago, and they had so many new people wanting to sign up. There was a freeze on new demo kits. Nobody could build their team. And they thought, this is great. Everybody wants to do this business. But as somebody in the industry, I saw that as a drawback. This company wasn't prepared for growth. And now if I get started, you're telling me I can't advance until you guys figure it out on your corporate end. So I wanted a company that was not in its startup stages, wasn't trying to figure it out, had a proven success record. One of the reasons we get into direct sales or into network marketing versus, you know, starting our own independent thing is because I wanted all those kinks worked out. Just tell me what to do, next, and if I follow the system of success, I will be successful. I wanted women who had already built multi-million-dollar businesses. I wanted women who already were bringing in six-figure incomes that I could learn directly from them. And I wanted my people to have access to that. In Mary Kay, most directors do a training every single week. That was really important because some of these companies only offered monthly events, and if you're sick that week or your kid has something at school or you know, a game that weekend and you can't make it, it could be 6 weeks before you get to an event again. And so I wanted to make sure there was something all the time happening. We also have an adoptee program, and this was unique to Mary Kay. Let's say somebody joins your team and she lives out of state. Do you know that you can send her to any sales director in her area, and that person will adopt her, take her in, mentor her, work with her, invite her to events, have her build a sisterhood of other consultants that she can learn from, and she gets paid nothing for that. And people say, why would she do that? And it's because maybe here I'm in Jersey and I have somebody out in Colorado and she's being adopted out in Colorado. But that girl in Colorado has somebody out in California, who's got somebody out in Texas, who's got somebody out in Florida. And so we literally just all help each other out, training each other's people. And it's how we can have a true no territories. Everyone's going to be taken care of regardless of where they live. And it's called our Go Give Adoptee system. And that was really unique to Mary Kay, and that was important to me. All right, let's see if there's any other questions. Here was the big one. Why was the company started? All right, so let's talk about why Mary Kay was started. Back in 1963, Mary Kay was retiring out of direct sales. And she had a dream, which she initially was going to write a book. It turned into a company. But what would her dream company be? You know, if she could go back and be part of a company, what would they have offered? What were their incentives? What would their marketing plan look like? You know, what would have been available to her that wasn't available back then? And from that is what she created our company with. It was our marketing plan. Most people think, hey, she came up with this great product and built a company around her product to sell skincare and cosmetics. And do you know that that's actually not the case at all? Mary Kay came up with a dream company for women, an opportunity that she wished existed for her. Then she went out and chose skincare and cosmetics. And why she chose skincare and cosmetics was purely a business decision. And again, apples to apples. Let's talk about why this is one of the best industries to be in. Like we talked about, it's not a niche market. Every single person can be your customer. It's not affected by the economy. It's consumable. These questions that we're asking are the very questions back in 1963 Mary Kay Ash was asking as she put her business together. And so she chose skincare and cosmetics from a purely business, smart, business savvy decision. But her company was built to give women a dream business, to be able to create their dream lives, to be able to live God first, family second, career third, to be in a company that was based on this go give, golden rule spirit. That was why she created her company. She used a product, a company, to build women. What I found was that a lot of companies were people that found a product and they looked for people to sell their product. The reason their company existed was to sell products and find people to sell their products. In stark contrast, Mary Kay existed because it was a company designed to build women and change their lives, and that permeates everything that the company does. So it's kind of like cats and dogs. Yes, we're all animals, but nope, you can't mate them. The reason Mary Kay is here is starkly different. So what happened after this research time, after I went through and I looked at all these different businesses and these comp plans and what people offered, here's what I found. I found some great people. I found some great products. I found some great comp plans. There were lots of good things that I saw in different industries, in different companies. But I didn't find one that offered everything Mary Kay offered, from the apples to apples. And so I chose to stay in Mary Kay because I found that it was going to give me the biggest bang for my buck, the biggest payout on my time invested. If I invest in building this business long term, what is it going to give me and my daughter? And Mary Kay had it all. And that's why I chose to stay with this company. And so I really encourage you that you sit and you chat and you talk to me or the person who shared this video with you. Entrepreneurship is growing so rapidly, and there is such a space for everybody, whether it's to make extra cash or to change their lifestyle, but to be part of a company that is so much more than selling a product. When people get together with us, it's the experience. You don't need to be a salesperson. You're not trying to convince her if you take this product and you take it for 60 days or 90 days, it's going to change your life. You're literally letting her experience that product right then and there. She's feeling her skin and saying, hey, I love how this feels. I'll get some. You know, you don't need to sell her anything. You just need to share. And same thing with this business. I believe that when we share this business and we sit down with women and they really see what Mary Kay offers, I feel like it is the most best known, well-kept secret in our country. Everyone knows Mary Kay, but very few people, when they compare apples to apples, really know what Mary Kay offers and why so many women who do know what it offers are getting started. So thank you for listening. I hope that you at least walked away with some important questions to ask whether you decide to start your own business, whether you decide to partner with a company, or whether we get to work together, that you'll at least feel empowered to know that you've asked the important questions and you really are comparing apples to apples, what is going to give you the best benefit. And I appreciate you, and I do hope that we get a chance to work together. Have a great day.